Heute zu Gast im Podcast Reomy D. Mpeho. Mit ihm habe ich über seine neue Serie Ein Hauch von Amerika, London und Mario Kart gesprochen. Das alles und noch viel mehr hört ihr jetzt hier in Reingeschaut. Mein Name ist Marc Linten und das hier ist Reingeschaut. Schön, dass ihr mit dabei seid. Heute ist Reomy D. Mpeho im Interview. Er ist ein vielversprechender Schauspiel-Newcomer aus England. Zu sehen war er schon in der irländischen Krimiserie Tödliche Flucht, welche letztes Jahr auch hier bei uns zu sehen war auf Arte. Jetzt übernimmt er eine Hauptrolle in der neuen Serie Ein Hauch von Amerika. Wobei es sich dabei handelt, das erzähle ich euch jetzt. Die sechsteilige ARD-Serie nimmt uns mit in die 1950er Jahre, genauer gesagt in den fiktiven Ort Kaltenstein in der Pfalz. Nach dem Ende des Zweiten Weltkrieges prallen hier zwei Welten aufeinander. Die Kaltensteiner und die Amerikaner, die im Ort eine Kaserne errichtet haben. Im Mittelpunkt der Serie stehen zwei, auf den ersten Blick sehr verschiedene, aber trotzdem befreundete Familien. Die Familie des Bürgermeisters und eine einfache Bauernfamilie. Reomy D. Mpeho spielt den Soldaten George Washington. Direkt am Anfang der Serie fährt dieser groß auf. Jedoch nicht gerade im besten Sinne. Mit einem Panzer überfährt er aus Versehen die Kartoffelernte der Bauernfamilie. Marie, die Tochter der Familie, sucht ihn deshalb wütend in der Kaserne auf. Und obwohl der erste Kontakt zwischen den zwei alles andere als perfekt verlaufen ist, scheint sich langsam eine Verbindung zwischen den beiden zu entwickeln. Keine einfache Situation für Marie, denn kurz vor dem Krieg hat sie sich mit dem noch nicht zurückgekehrten Sohn des Bürgermeisters verlobt. Währenddessen erfährt George im Ort und auch in der Kaserne immer wieder Rassismus und Diskriminierung. Das Spannende an der Serie ist, dass wir durch die Mitglieder der beiden Familien viele unterschiedliche Haltungen, Verhaltensweisen und Konsequenzen der Deutschen gegenüber der Amerikaner erkennen können. Jeder Charakter der Serie findet sich aufgrund seiner Persönlichkeit und seiner Vergangenheit ganz individuell in der neuen Lebenswirklichkeit nach dem Zweiten Weltkrieg zurecht. Ich finde es auch allgemein einfach spannend, mal diese Phase der deutsch-amerikanischen Geschichte in Serienform zu sehen. Neben Reomy D. Mpeho sehen wir Elisa Schlott, Deutschland 83. Jonas Ney sowie Franziska Brandmeier, Julia Koschitz und Tatortkommissar Dietmar Bär. Durch die verschiedenen Handlungsstränge, die große Bandbreite an Charakteren inklusive toller Nebencharaktere und einem flotten Erzähltempo ist Ein Hauch von Amerika eine wirklich gelungene Serie mit Geschichten über Liebe, Freundschaft und Gesellschaft. Vor einem spannenden und, wie ich finde, relativ selten gezeigten geschichtlichem Hintergrund. Eine vollkommen gelungene Dramaserie also. Hi Reomy, thank you for being on the podcast, I appreciate it. I think you're the guest in the entire history of the show with the farthest location to call from, so where you are right now.
I'm calling from London, United Kingdom.
I think London as a big city is quite the opposite of the small village where the actions take place in a new TV series Ein Hauch von Amerika. So let's start at the very beginning. What went to your mind when you get the message that you will play a leading role in a German TV production? Do you remember?
What went through my mind? Well, when I got the call that I was chosen, I think maybe for the first day, I was just very, very excited because, you know, I'm still quite early in my career. So for me, it was an opportunity to really show my skills and show, you know, what I spent so many years training for and you know, to be able to show what I can do. But the way that I am with, you know, any kind of acting work, I get excited for maybe a day, but then very quickly I realized that it's time to get to work. And maybe the next day I started to get to work and did as much research as I can and preparation to get ready.
Mm-hmm. So how did this preparation look like? Maybe also in view of the fact that the action of the series is take place in the 50s. So what was your knowledge about this time period?
Well, the way that the show depicts life was new because, you know, that time period of history, what we were taught in school, I mean, that's the only thing I was really only taught about that time period in school. And they don't teach you everything. They only teach you about, you know, the actual war itself. It was a lot of, you know, doing research online, looking at old videos or documentaries or reading books. And also just after reading the script, you know, just trying to understand who George is as a character, where he comes from, and how, you know, how those two different lives kind of work together.
Okay, that makes sense. You already mentioned your character, George Washington. Is there something you take from him in your private life? Maybe a habit or a character trait or something else?
I wouldn't say something that I take from him. I think I was lucky with this job, because there are certain things that I think George and I share. I think one of those is that we're very passionate, and he's how do I describe him? Because there's so many. I think the main thing is that him and I are very passionate about the things that we are focused on, or the things that we love.
Yeah, I think that's true. Another cool thing about your character is that you can see him driving various vehicles, including a tank, by the way. And in one scene, and I don't want to spoil anything, we can see him riding a bike over a jetty into a lake. Do you did this spectacular stunt by yourself, or do you have a stuntman?
Uh, for that one, we had a stuntman. I wanted to do it myself, but I think just for health and safety reasons, they didn't want to risk, me getting injured or anything like that. But yeah, the actual going into the not to spoil it, the wherever the bike lands into the stuntman did that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But anyway, it was of my favorite scenes of the entire series. What I also very liked was, although the show was set in the past, we still have some topics that are current today. So, what topics we can maybe transfer to our times?
Well, I think there's two main topics, I think, and they're both just as important as each other. You see the relationship between Elisa's character and Francesca's character, and how they're finding themselves. And I think that's the case with almost everybody in the world that we live in. There comes a time where you need to figure out who you are as a person, and what you want to do. So I think that's one very interesting topic that the show, looks at. And the other one is obviously racism. And, even though racism has changed a lot since back then, there are still certain elements of racism that are still alive today. And the hope is that people can be educated even if it's just a little bit, people can be educated in some way that helps to, minimize racism, or if possible, remove it.
What was also very impressive to see was how fast the movement of the living standards was. For example, we can see in the series that the household of Marie, the love interest of your character, don't have any electricity in the household back then. And now we are talking via video chat, you sitting in the UK, me sitting in Germany. And then you compare this very, very fast and in a good direction going movement to topics like racism or discrimination of disabled people, what we can also see in the series in the example of Marie's brother. And you see that these very important topics don't change so much and so fast, and don't change in that good direction. And I think this is, very impressive and also very shocking to see. The series will be aired in a few weeks, and my question is, do you have any plans to celebrate the premiere day? And another question, did your family and your friends even realize that you are playing a leading role in one of Germany's biggest TV productions this year?
Wow. Well, this is the thing. So it's very interesting for me because I live in London, I live in the UK, it's almost like over here, nothing has changed in a sense, whereas I've told my friends obviously what I'm allowed to tell them, and they're like, Reomy, why aren't you putting more things out there, and how come you usually be talking about this more? And I can't. And the interesting thing is, one of my friends, he's actually half German, and so his dad is German, and he was telling me just how big this is in Germany. And because I'm not there, for me, it doesn't feel real yet. But in terms of celebrating, I think I'll probably just get together with my family, my friends. If we can watch it all together, then we'll do that. But it's something to think about.
Yeah, enjoy the day. I will say it again, I already have watched all episodes, and I can tell you it's a very great show, so go and watch it. Reomy, I know you're doing a lot of interviews in these days, but I think there are some questions you will never be asked. So I took the responsibility to ask you these overdue questions, and I will ask you to answer spontaneous and fast. You ready?
Okay.
Which TV show make you laugh the most?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Is it okay to give a voucher as a present?
Depends on who it's for.
Okay, for your friends.
Yes.
You have to choose only the feed or only the stories on Instagram.
Ooh, feed.
What was your personal summer song of this year?
Oh, my my personal summer song of this year. I make music with my friends, so it will be one of the songs that I make with them.
Oh, that's interesting. Can we expect to get some music published in the near future?
One of them is already out. It's called
Oh,
Birkin, and we have another one. We have another one coming soon. We just need to find a good time to release it.
oh, this is very nice. Okay, next question. When is a voice message too long?
After 90 seconds.
Which prop of the Ein Hauch von Amerika set you will like to take with you?
Or which prop?
Hmm?
The costume. The costume that the GIs wear out on the street. So it's like the
Yeah.
blazer with the hat. That costume I would have loved to take with me.
Okay, interesting choice. Okay, very important question. What is the most difficult course in Mario Kart?
I haven't played Mario Kart in years. I'll say the Rainbow Course because that's the one that I
Yeah,
remember the most.
yeah, true. I would answer so too. Which TV series intro you never skip?
Which intro do I never skip? Can it be any TV show or any kind of?
Any TV show.
There's an anime called Attack on Titan.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I don't.
It is very good, but yeah, that intro is very, very good. All of them actually.
Which city you would like to visit?
Which city would I love to visit? Tokyo.
What do you have too much of?
What do I have too much of? Wow, this is a really, really good question. What do I have too much of? I think I might have to pass. I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay, let's go on. Is there any music that take you back to the time you're shooting Ein Hauch von Amerika?
Yes. So to help me get the accent, I had to find a balance between, the accent of where George is from, but also an accent that wasn't too strong. So
Mhm.
there was an artist, his name is Big Crit. So Big and then Krit. And he's from Memphis or like the southern states of America. And the song is called Makes It Easier. So whenever I felt like I needed help kind of getting into the accent, I would listen to that song and kind of sing along with it.
Ah, okay. Interesting preparation. Next question. What sport you do?
I used to play a lot of basketball, but recently I'm trying to get back into calisthenics, if you know what that is.
No, explain it.
It's working out, exercising, but only using your body weight.
Ah, okay. I know. The next question is very hard. Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Harry Potter.
Okay, I think because you live in London, you have to say this. So, when you would make a historical film, when and where it would take place?
A historical film. In my mind, I'm thinking there's a lot of answers where there's a lot of places, times and places where I would be interested in. But the one that comes to mind most recently is I would love to do a story that's kind of set in feudal Japan. So I don't know if you know, there's a story, I've forgotten the name, but there's a story or anime that's about a black samurai in Japan. I don't know how many hundreds of years ago, but that story is really interesting. Just knowing that there was a black samurai in that part of the world at that time is just really interesting to me.
Yeah, that's a great idea for a movie. Next question. What dish which only exists in England you like the most?
Which exists only in England.
Or is common in England?
The thing is with English food, so much of our food is from elsewhere in the world. Like curry. Curry is really popular here, but obviously that's Indian. Fish and chips.
Ah, okay, classic. At this point, I have a personal question to you. I once been to London, and I go to a shop and I want to know if this is common in London or a ripoff for tourists like me. I went to a shop and there was a wall with different kind of sweets like jelly bears and so on and so on. And you can grab a cup and fill it with all these jelly bears and so on. You can mix it and then you have to pay £1 for it and you can make it that full you want. Is this common in England?
I don't think it's common. I think maybe it depends where you go. I think there are some places that will let you do that. I imagine that you went to somewhere like central London, like Leicester Square. So
Yeah,
probably
it
there are
was in
some,
the city.
yeah. So there are probably some shops where they'll let you do that.
Okay, next question. Where you can relax the best?
At home. Yeah, at home.
Is TikTok annoying or entertaining?
I used to think it was annoying, but I downloaded TikTok 4 days ago. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to see what happens with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's both, I would say.
Why do you think it's
Um,
annoying?
when you are sitting at home and scrolling through TikTok and like in half an hour watching through these clips, and then somebody came in and asked you, "What did you watch?" And you say, "I don't know, but I'm was sitting here for like an hour." But I think that's kind of annoying. When you wear the Hawaii bar from the series, which drink you would order?
Which drink would I order? Your typical German beer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Is Bigfoot real?
Is Bigfoot? Oh, you're asking a really, really, really good question here.
Yeah.
I think he existed. I
Okay.
don't. I think he existed. I don't know if he's real now.
Okay, I take this answer. Last question. Earlier this day, I talked to Eliza and asked her to give me a question for the other interviews. I also talked to Jonas Ney earlier, and she asked which dance you want to learn.
Which dance do I want to learn?
Yeah.
Uh, salsa.
No.
Salsa's a very, very nice, sexy dance.
Okay, interesting answer. I think you're also dancing on the series. Did you learn dance before? Did you learn it on set? Or you only are very talented?
No, I can't dance. We had a dance coach and she really helped us out and she was very patient with Eliza and myself. So I have to give the credit to her.
Okay, these were the 20 overdue questions. Thank you so much for playing along and thank you so much for being on the podcast. And to all you out there, I can only recommend to watch Ein Hauch von Amerika. It's one of the best German TV shows I ever watched. I'm honest to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark, for having me.
Das war auch schon das Interview. An dieser Stelle nochmal vielen, vielen Dank an Reomy fürs Zugastsein und für das Mitspielen bei den überfälligen Fragen. Ein Hauch von Amerika seht ihr am 1., am 4. und am 8. Dezember jeweils in Doppelfolgen um 20:15 Uhr im 1. und schon jetzt in der ARD-Mediathek. Ich habe euch auch nochmal alle Sendedaten in die Folgenbeschreibung gepackt. Übrigens waren in den letzten beiden Folgen reingeschaut Elisa Schlott und Jonas Ney zu Gast, welche ebenfalls Hauptrollen in der Serie innehaben. Also hört da auch gerne mal rein. In diesem Sinne, vielen Dank euch fürs Zuhören, bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao.